and vying to become an all-around champion of the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. And now, the gymnasts that have qualified to compete in the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Starting off on vault, for Woga, Brooklyn Klauser. For Woga, Gianna Arthur. For Cincinnati, Claire Eckhart. For Woga, Madeline Eagle. For Cincinnati, Kylie Smith. And for Woga, Sophie Devtian. Starting off on uneven bars, for Twin City Twisters, Paisley Rutger. For World Class, Amaya Pewbanks. For World Champion Center, Balin Kaspapcha. For Sega, Annabelle Melnick. For World Class, Ava Doherty. And for World Champion Center, Vivi Crane. Starting off on beam, for Pacific Rain, Cassandra Tan. For Advantage, Sadie Drake. For Pacific Rain, Adelaide Van Grinsven. For Liberty, Alia Daniels. For Pacific Rain, Audrey Van Grinsven. And for Pacific Rain, Espy Chang. And starting off on floor, for Metroplex, Hadley Bird. For First State, Jazzy Saravia. For Georgia All-Star, Ansley McCauley. For First State, Amaria Moore. For Metroplex, Sydney Williams. And for First State, Avery Haynes. These are the junior elite women competing in the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Championships. At this time, we invite you to please rise if you are able to. Remove your hats and direct your attention to our nation's colors for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang loud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Gymnasts may now prepare for competition in the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for junior elite women. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 1. Introducing the USA Gymnastics judges for the women's competition. On video review panel, we have Sylvia Topolova and Martina Castro. Our technical director is Celeste Hamill. The judges on vault are Cheryl Hamilton, Shari Mann, Amy Young, and Pam Evans. Judging on uneven bars are Sylvia Brestian, Anna Lee, Elizabeth Crandall-Howell, and Chelsea Davis. Judging on beam are Pat Panichis, Samantha Brown, Amanda Stroud, and Gigi Iavarone. And the judges on floor today are Christy Phillips, Kittia Carpenter, Luana Cruz, and Maria Di Cristoforo. This is the first of 2 days of competition for junior women. Individual event scores and up-to-the-moment standings will appear on the arena scoreboards. Each day's scores will be combined to determine final placement on each apparatus and in the all-around competition. An award ceremony will follow the final session, honoring the top 8 on each apparatus and in the all-around competition. Gymnasts that opt to compete with 2 vaults will be eligible for vault medals. Sunday's Junior Women's Award Ceremony will also include the 2026 Women's National Team announcement.
Wait, slides on a sled push? Absolutely not. Okay, now we're locked in. My girl Jordan, she know what's up. Okay, girl, get it.
This completes the warm-up, and competition begins with the start of rotation 1. Starting off on vault for Woga, Brooklyn Klauser, followed by Woga's Gianna Arthur. Starting off on uneven bars for Twin City Twisters, Paisley Ritker, followed by world-class gymnast Amia Pewbanks. Starting off on beam for Pacific Rain, Cassandra Tan. And now on floor for Metroplex, Hadley Bird. Hadley Bird of Metroplex on floor. Gianna Arthur of Woga on vault. Up next on vault for Cincinnati will be Claire Eckhart, followed by Woga's Madeline Eagle. Coming up next on uneven bars for world class, Amia Pewbanks, followed by world champions Balin Kasperzak. And coming up next on beam for advantage will be Sadie Drake. Now on vault for Cincinnati, Claire Eckhart. Claire Eckhart of Cincinnati on vault. Now on floor for First State, Jazzy Saravia. Jazzy Saravia, first aid on floor, and moments ago on beam for advantage, Sadie Drake. Coming up next on vault for Wogo will be Madeline Eagle, followed by Cincinnati gymnast Kylie Smith. Up next on uneven bars for world champions will be Balin Kasperzak, followed by Sega's Annabelle Melnick. And coming up on beam for Pacific Rain will be Adelie van Grinsven. Madeline Eagle of Woga on vault. Up next on vault for Cincinnati will be Kylie Smith, followed by Woga's Sophie Davtyan. Now on vault for Cincinnati, Kylie Smith. Kylie Smith of Cincinnati on vault. Now on uneven bars for world champions Balin Kasperzak. And now on floor for Georgia All-Star, Ansley McCauley. Ansley McCauley of Georgia All-Star on floor. Adelie van Grinsven of Pacific Rain on beam. Coming up next on vault for Wogo will be Sophie Davtyan. Up next on uneven bars for Sega will be Annabelle Melnick, followed by world-class gymnast Ava Doherty. And coming up next on beam for Liberty will be Alya Daniels. Now on vault for Woga, Sophie Davtyan. Sophie Davtyan of Woga on vault. bars for Sega, Annabelle Melnick. Annabelle Melnick of Sega on uneven bars. Now on floor for first state, Amaria Moore. Amaria Moore of First State on floor. And moments ago on beam for Liberty, Alia Daniels. Coming up next on uneven bars for world class will be Ava Doherty, followed by World Champion Center's Vivi Crane. And coming up next on beam for Pacific Rain will be Audrey Van Grinsven. Now on uneven bars for world class, Ava Doherty. Now on floor for Metroplex, Sydney Williams. Sydney Williams of Metroplex on floor. Coming up next on uneven bars for world champions will be Vivi Crane. Audrey Van Grinsven of Pacific Rain on beam. Now on uneven bars for world champions, Vivi Crane. Coming up next on beam for Pacific Rain will be S.B. Chang. Vivi Crane of world champions on uneven bars. Now on floor for first state, Avery Haynes. Avery Haynes of first state on floor. S.B. Chang of Pacific Rain on beam. This concludes competition in the first rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their second event in the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 2. One rotation complete and 3 to go on the first day of competition for junior women at the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Let's take a look at the standings in the all-around competition. We have a tie for second place between Cincinnati gymnast Claire Eckhart and Woga gymnast Gianna Arthur. And leading the way with a 13.4 in the all-around for Woga is Madeline Eagle. They are your leaders heading into rotation 2 of the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 2. Starting off on vault for first state, Chazzy Saravia, followed by Georgia All-Star gymnast Ansley McCauley. Starting off on uneven bars for Woga, Gianna Arthur, followed by Cincinnati's Claire Eckhart. Starting off on beam for world class, Amia Pewbanks. And now on floor for advantage, Sadie Drake. Sadie Drake of advantage on floor. And moments ago on beam for world class, Amia Pewbanks. Coming up next on vault for Georgia All-Star will be Ansley McCauley, followed by first state gymnast Maria Moore. Up next on uneven bars for Cincinnati, Claire Eckhart, followed by Woga's Madeline Eagle. Ansley McCauley of Georgia All-Star on vault. Coming up next on beam for world champions will be Balin Kasperzak. Now on floor for Pacific Rain, Adley Van Grinsven. Adley Van Grinsven of Pacific Rain on floor. Coming up next on uneven bars for Woga will be Madeline Eagle, followed by Cincinnati's Kylie Smith. Now on vault for First State, Amaria Moore. Amaria Moore of First State on vault. Coming up next on vault for Metroplex will be Sydney Williams, followed by First State gymnast Avery Hayes. Balin Kasperzak of World Champions on beam. Coming up next on beam for Sega will be Annabelle Melnick. Now on floor for Liberty, Alia Daniels. Talia Daniels of Liberty on floor. Avery Haynes of First State on vault. Coming up next on vault for Metroplex will be Hadley Bird. Coming up next on uneven bars for Cincinnati, Kylie Smith, followed by Woga's Sophie Davtyan. Now on vault for Metroplex, Hadley Bird. Annabelle Melnick of Sega on beam. Hadley Bird of Metroplex on vault. Now on floor for Pacific Rain, Audrey Van Grinsven. Audrey Van Grinsven of Pacific Rain on floor. Now on beam for world class, Ava Doherty. Coming up next on uneven bars for Woga will be Sophie Davtyan, followed by Woga's Brooklyn Klauser. Ava Doherty of World Class on beam. Coming up next on beam for world champions will be Vivi Crane. Now on uneven bars for Woga, Sophie Davtjen. Now on floor for Pacific Rain, S.P. Chang. S.P. Chang of Pacific Rain on floor. Up next on uneven bars for Woga will be Brooklyn Klauser. Now on beam for world champions, Vivi Crane. Now on uneven bars for Woga, Brooklyn Klauser. Now on floor for Pacific Rain, Cassandra Tan. Cassandra Tan of Pacific Rain on floor. Coming up next on beam for Twin City Twisters will be Paisley Ritker. Now on beam for Twin City Twisters, Paisley Ritker. Paisley Ritker of Twin City Twisters on beam. This concludes competition in the second rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their third event at the halfway point of the first day of the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for junior women. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 3.
Sonia and Gerald trust Prevagen for their brains, and this is their story.
I'm Sonia.
And I'm Gerald, and we live in Jacksonville, Florida.
We are both military veterans, and we provide dental care for underserved communities. We have a very busy life.
We take Prevagen for our brains.
I would honestly say I like the way that Prevagen makes me feel. At the end of the day, I feel confident and amazing.
Prevagen has been the #1 selling brain supplement nationwide for over 10 years.
And now, here are your all-around standings at the halfway point of the competition for the gymnasts competing this afternoon in Session 1. In third place for world champions Vivi Crane. In second place for Georgia All-Star Ansley McCauley. And leading the way in the all-around here at the halfway point with a score of 26.35 for Pacific Rain, Adelie Van Grinsven. They are your leaders heading into rotation 3 of the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships for junior women. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 3. Starting off on vault for Pacific Rain, Adelie Van Grinsven, followed by Liberty's Alia Daniels. Starting off on uneven bars for Georgia All-Star, Ansley McCauley, followed by First State gymnast Amaria Moore. Starting off on beam for Cincinnati, Claire Eckhart. And now on floor for world champions, Balin Kasperzak. Balin Kasperzak of World Champions on floor. And moments ago on vault, the second vault for Adelie Van Grinsven of Pacific Rain. Coming up next on vault for Liberty will be Alia Daniels, followed by Pacific Rain's Audrey Van Grinsven. Up next on uneven bars for First State, Amaria Moore, followed by Metroplex's Sydney Williams. And coming up next on beam for Woga will be Madeline Eagle. Now on vault for Liberty, Alia Daniels. Alia Daniels of Liberty on vault. Up next on vault for Pacific Rain will be Audrey Van Grinsven, followed by Pacific Rain's S.P. Chang. Now on floor for Sega, Annabelle Melnick. Annabelle Melnick of Sega on floor. Coming up next on vault for Pacific Rain will be S.B. Chang, followed by Pacific Rain gymnast Cassandra Tan. Now on vault for Pacific Rain, S.B. Chang. Madeline Eagle of Woga on vault, on beam. S.B. Chang of Pacific Rain on vault. Coming up next on uneven bars for Metroplex will be Sydney Williams, followed by first state gymnast Avery Haynes. Up next on vault for Pacific Rain, Cassandra Tan, followed by advantage gymnast Sadie Drake. Coming up next on beam for Cincinnati will be Kylie Smith. Now on floor for world class, Ava Doherty. Ava Doherty of world class on floor. Up next on vault will be the second vault for Pacific Rain's Cassandra Tan. She'll be followed by advantage gymnast Sadie Drake. Kylie Smith of Cincinnati on beam. Cassandra Tan of Pacific Rain on vault. Coming up next on uneven bars for Metroplex will be Sydney Williams, followed by first state gymnast Avery Haynes. Now on bars, Sydney Williams. Coming up next on beam for Woga will be Sophie Davtyan. Now on floor for world champions, Vivi Crane. Vivi Crane of World Champion Center on floor. Sadie Drake of Advantage on vault. Coming up next on uneven bars for first state will be Avery Haynes, followed by Metroplex gymnast Hadley Bird. Sophie Daptian of Woga on beam. Now on uneven bars for first state, Avery Haynes. Up next on beam for Woga will be Brooklyn Klauser. Now on floor for Twin City Twisters, Paisley Ritker. Paisley Ritker of Twin City Twisters on floor. Coming up next on beam for Woga will be Brooklyn Klauser. Coming up next on uneven bars for Metroplex, Hadley Bird, followed by first state gymnast Jazzy Saravia. Now on beam for Woga, Brooklyn Klauser. Now on uneven bars for Metroplex, Hadley Bird. Now on floor for world class, Amia Pewbanks. Amia Pewbanks of world class on floor. Coming up next on uneven bars for first state, Jazzy Saravia. And coming up next on beam for Woga, Gianna Arthur. Now on uneven bars for first state, Jazzy Saravia. And now on beam for Woga, Gianna Arthur. Jazzy Saravia of first state on uneven bars. Deanna Arthur of Woga on beam. This concludes competition in the third rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their fourth and final event of the first day of competition for junior women at the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 4.
Radmila Mikosa! Hello! Oh.
Summon same-day Wi-Fi for instant online magic and lock in your price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Rated PG.
Taking a quick look at the all-around standings. After 3 rotations, here are your top 3. Currently in 3rd place for First State Gymnastics, Avery Haynes. In 2nd place for Woga, Madeline Eagle. And leading the way in the all-around with a 40.05, heading into rotation 4 for Pacific Rain, Adelie Van Grinsven. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 4. Starting off on vault for Sega, Annabelle Melnick. She'll be followed by world-class gymnast Ava Doherty. Starting off on uneven bars for Liberty, Alia Daniels, followed by Pacific Rain's Audrey Van Grinsven. Starting off on beam for First State, Amaria Moore. And now on floor for Woga, Madeline Eagle. Madeline Eagle of Woga on floor. Annabelle Melnick of Sega on vaults. Coming up next on vault for world class will be Ava Doherty, followed by world champions gymnast Vivi Crane. Up next on uneven bars for Pacific Rain will be Audrey Van Grinsven, followed by Pacific Rain's S.P. Chang. And coming up next on beam for Metroplex, Sydney Williams. Now on uneven bars for Pacific Rain, Audrey Van Grinsven. Now on vault for world class, Ava Doherty. Now on floor for Cincinnati, Kylie Smith. Kylie Smith of Cincinnati on floor. Coming up next on vault for Twin City Twisters, Paisley Ritger, followed by world-class gymnast Amia Pewbanks. Coming up next on uneven bars for Pacific Rain will be S.B. Chang, followed by teammate Cassandra Tan. Paisley Ritger of Twin City Twisters on vault. Get a dismount here. Not gonna happen. Now on floor for Wolga, Sophie Davtyan. Sophie Devtian of Woga on floor, and Sydney Williams of Metroplex on beam. Up next on vault, the second vault for Amia Pugh-Banks of World Class. Coming up next on uneven bars for Pacific Rain will be Cassandra Tan, followed by advantage gymnast Sadie Drake. Amia Pugh-Banks of World Class on vault. Up next on beam for first state will be Avery Haynes. Now on uneven bars for Pacific Rain, Cassandra Tan. Coming up next on vault for world champions, Balin Kasperzak. Now on floor for Woga, Brooklyn Klauser. Brooklyn Klauser of Woga on floor. Avery Haynes of First State on beam. Coming up next on uneven bars for advantage, Sadie Drake, followed by Pacific Rain gymnast Adelie Van Grinsven. Coming up next on beam for Metroplex, Hadley Bird. Now on uneven bars for advantage, Sadie Drake. Now on floor for Woga, Gianna Arthur. Yana Arthur of Woga on floor. Hadley Bird of Metroplex on beam. Coming up next on uneven bars for Pacific Rain, Adelie Van Grinsven. And coming up next on beam for First State will be Jazzy Saravia. Now on uneven bars for Pacific Rain, Adelie Van Grinsven. Now on beam for First State, Jazzy Saravia. Now on floor for Cincinnati, Claire Eckhart. Claire Eckhart of Cincinnati on floor. Coming up next on beam for Georgia All-Star will be Ansley McCauley. Now on beam for Georgia All-Star, Ansley McCauley. Ansley McCauley of Georgia All-Star on beam. This concludes day one of competition for the 2026 Junior Women's Xfinity U.S. Championships. Please join us in recognizing all of these talented athletes. Great thanks to our judges for all of their hard work and dedication. We want to thank you, the fans, for all your enthusiastic and encouraging energy in cheering on the gymnasts here at Mortgage Matchup Center at Phoenix, Arizona for the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Be sure to come on back tonight to cheer on the senior women in the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. And you just might find an Olympian named Jordan Childs signing autographs with Nike in the FanDuel Lounge until 6:30 p.m. And you also just might find the Arizona women's gymnastics team signing autographs out on the concourse by section 124. For a full list of events, you can visit XfinityChampionships.com. We hope to see you back tonight for more elite women's gymnastics at the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships.